السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. معكم أخوكم ساقا جيمنج، وهذه حلقة 19 من ذا ويتشر. الحلقة اللي طافت هم نتأسف مرة ثانية نقول لكم لأنها كانت وايد صغيرة، 20 دقيقة بس. فهالحلقة هذه راح تكون إن شاء الله نعوض، بس يعني راح نخليها نص ساعة 35 دقيقة إن شاء الله على حسب القصة، لأن ما نبي نخليها وايد كبيرة ما نبي نخليها وايد صغيرة، عشان كذي الحلقة طافت خلصناها 20 دقيقة. فالحين نبي نشوف كورين، وإن شاء الله نشوف شنو صار حق سيري، لأن هي مثل تحلم بالماضي أو شيء. أي وين كاهي؟ نشوف شنو يصير ويانا.
A dream in here.
Never witnessed a seance like this before, let alone participated.
I will guide you. You must first achieve a kind of mental accord. I must ask some questions. You must answer them. It's important you're truthful. Answer from your heart.
Let's begin.
To start with, tell me a memory you have of this woman.
What for?
Do as I ask, please. I need the strongest, most complete memory you have of...
Ciri. The woman's name is Ciri. It was in Rivia. The second war with Nilfgaard had just ended. There was still tension in the air. For gods know what reason, race riots erupted in the town. I tried to do something, but couldn't stop a riled crowd. A boy with a pitchfork. He ran it right through my gut. Yennefer lay dying as well. Ciri had us carried onto a boat. We sailed to a place where apple trees bloom eternal. She left us there. It was the last time I saw her.
Is there anything you'd like to add? Another memory, perhaps?
No. Let's continue.
You claim the woman has abilities. Tell me about them.
She's a child of the Elder Blood.
A descendant of bloody Volker. The rebel burned at the stake. The prophecies claim the world's destroyer will be born of the Firebrand's cursed blood.
Pure legend.
Know when a legend transforms into prophecy? When it gains believers. I think you're right to be reticent in talking about the woman. I see. Do you wish to say more?
No. Can we start?
Naturally. I knew you cared about her. But your tone, the emotions you so carefully conceal.
Let's continue, please.
Make yourself comfortable and try to relax. You must take my hand and talk of Ciri. Tell me where you think she might be. Who could be at her side?
If Ciri couldn't find me, I'm sure she would have looked for another friend.
Who do you mean?
Maybe Dandelion. They liked each other a lot. Dreamt of a swallow at first. After that, just nightmares.
At times, the dreams can multiply. Show the past as well as the future.
The swallow. It symbolizes Ciri. She contacted Dandelion. I didn't know he was in town.
The poet. Heard about him. Someone left him the rosemary and thyme in their will.
The Rosemary and Thyme? Where's that?
As you enter the city through the red light district, you come upon a bridge. The rosemary is just past it.
Dandelion inherited a brothel?
So I've heard.
Thanks for your help.
Good luck, Witcher. I hope you find your Ciri.
عفوا الحين بنروح حق روزماري اند تايم. تايم ولا ثايم؟ فالمهم بنروح نشوف البيت هذا داندلاين موجود ولا لا. يا الله. اوه اوكي. راح. زين. ها. اوف. اذا انت قاعد تلعب او قاعد تشوفني قاعد العب وصار باتش وشالوا الجلتش، تمشى فرجان او في طرق ضيقة بالمدينة راح تلقى من هذيلا وايد، تذبحهم تاخذ اسلحتهم تروح تبيعهم عند الحداد. هذا اسرع واحسن طريق انك تاخذ فلوس وايد من هني. خلينا نكمل طريق. انا خذيت شيء من زين كنا، لا ماكو شيء زين. مني ناس سكارى بالليل غير عن الصبح. مثلا بالليل تشوف اشياء ما هي زينه، قلية ادب يعني غزي. وهذا راوتش هذا الحين قاعد هني وتلقى ناس سكارى. وهذا الصبح غير، الصبح تلقى ناس وايد قاعد يشتغلون ويشترون. اعتقد هذا اللي قالت عنه. اي هذا هو. شوف هاي سكران طايح هنا. شوف سكران ولا متسول؟ لا متسول فقير.
Next time I'll rip your fucking legs off and shove them up your ass till you've toes for teeth. Geralt, in the nick of time, as always.
Zoltan, with your boot to someone's ass, as always. Who were those men?
Local colour. I wasn't going more than a moment. Long enough for them to turn our home into theirs. All right, time for some spring cleaning. I've got to boot them all out. Care to join me?
With pleasure.
Leave it to me! Pathetic. Oh, remind reminds me.
اوف بوكس واحد.
Yeah,
صح.
Never left Bergen.
I'm pleased. That went well. Now we can greet each other like the gods ordained. Ages, pal.
Hey, Zoltan. You look good.
Training plenty lately. What with the war on, no Mahakaman meat to be found, but Redanian lagers standing in just fine. You, though, you've withered a bit. Something worrying you?
It's about Ciri. I know she came to Novigrad. Might still be here.
You mean she's come back? I'll be damned. I wonder if I'd recognize her. How many years is it now? 6, 7? But what'd she be doing here?
Hiding, probably. She might be in danger.
See her in your dreams?
Couple times. Her and the Wild Hunt.
Oh, not good.
Not at all, but I know she came here and contacted Dandelion.
We've a wee problem then.
Where's Dandelion?
I'd like to know that myself. Maybe he could explain what the hell's going on. Well, just barely returned, as you saw. I'm expecting to come home to a hot like a boar and some cold ale, and what do you find instead? A shite storm. Dandelion gone, the tavern chock full of bums. Haven't a clue what happened.
Let's look around. Might find something that'll put us on his trail.
Prime idea. I say we start on the ground floor. It's where he sat and wrote.
اوكي ندور اشياء عشان نصيد دندلاين. بس هناك نقدر نحط اشياء بعد.
A note from a grateful muse.
Reading someone else's letters. 10 barrels of Toussaint Dry, 5 cases of sodden triple mead. Nothing here.
No, that's exactly what we're looking for. It's his planner.
Huh. Dandelion and planning? Good one. Besides, anything he wrote here probably had a special system. Chaos only he could ever decipher. Actually, in the past, sometimes not even that.
Give him a chance. Might not be that bad. Seems when he inherited this fine establishment, it came with some fine responsibilities. Bookkeeping among them. He also made a habit of noting down the times of his meetings, official and private. So, who'd he been seeing of late? Ah, here it is. Seems he's only been meeting women of late. The dog.
Not a bad idea. Dandelion's pretty loose-lipped. Might have blabbed something to a lady friend that'll put us on his trail.
That's what I'm counting on. We should divide these somehow. Perhaps... fuck it. I'll ask the lassies in my half, you interrogate the ones in yours. Suit you?
Zoltan, wait. This is in verse.
And you figure that's unnatural because...
Wonderful. Meet me back here when you're done. Share our findings.
Right you are. Need to do a wee bit of tidying before I go. Cannot stomach the idea of coming back to this mess. And you'd be wise to read your bit before you scurry off. If you need anything, I'll be next door.
خلينا نشوف كتاب دندلاين. انا اسف. لا حول. زين هذا هو. زين خلنا نطلع. اعتقد ايوه طلعوا لنا. تحدث زولتن. خلصنا من زولتن. تحدثنا فيسبولا، خلينا نشوف فيسبولا هذه
Lysander.
او نشوف الاقرب. لا هذه قريبة وايد.
Go, Jared. Come on, we need another place to hunker now.
I will get you every last copper. With interest. Give me a week, please.
Horson's no banker. He's an honest man. You pay on time, you get protection. You don't pay.
Help!
What you hollering for, stupid wench? What are you hoping for? A knight in shining armour?
Close enough.
Keep out of this, Greyhead, not your concern.
Take this coin and leave.
That ain't how it works. Vespula's to pay or be taught a lesson.
Already given her a verbal reprimand. Now go, before I teach you a lesson.
Come on. Gold's gold.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. To think there are men who'll help a stranger out of the kindness of their hearts.
Not entirely out of kindness, and you're not entirely a stranger.
What did you... Oh, I know you. You're that witcher took Dandelion out whoring. Gerald, right?
Not Gerald. Geralt.
Oh. Dreadful sorry.
What do you think? Where could Dandelion be?
Probably out whoring. That horse pheasant. That lying scoundrel.
Ouch. What did he do to get your goat?
Same thing as ever. Prize bullshitter came back, saying it was till death do we part this time. And no more than a week passed before I spotted him in Harbourside, strolling with some trollop on his arm. 'Twas the last straw. All those questions about the washerwomen at the bathhouse, then this. I beat him black and blue and threw him out on his ear.
This woman he was with in the harbour. Who was she?
Claimed she was his niece from Kovir. Ha! Horvir, more likely. Corset so tight her eyes were popping out her head. His too, come to think of it. An artist or a whore, doesn't much matter as they're one in the same.
Thanks for your help. Listen, when I find Dandelion, anything I should tell him?
No. I mean, tell him he's a two-faced snake, but it would be nice if he dropped by.
اي صح، احنا عندنا نقطتين. خلينا نشوف لنا لحظة وين شخصية. ايوه انزين، تبطلت معانا الزرقاء. اعتقد هني ايوه كاهن. نقوي علامة، والحين هذه ثلاثة. نقدر نزيد يا هذه. مشكلة اني ما قاعد اتذكر اي هو اللي. ايوه هذه النار صح. خلنا ناخذ هذه لان النار عندي مهمة. ولي انزين هذه هجوم سريع. خلينا نقوي الهجوم السريع هذا. اوكي خلصنا. انك تقوي الهجوم تمام. طال الشمس شلون بيهك، شيء ما شاء الله عجيب. اللعبة فيها اشياء وايد، يعني فيها مجال انها تصير وايد احسن والمصممين ملوت اللعبة قاعد يقولوا لنا ترى. فاعتقد وبعدين قالوا انه اعتقد انه ذا ويتشر هذا اخر شيء اللي هو جيرث نفسه، يقولون بيحطون واحد مكانه ويتشر جديد. بس يلا خلينا نشوف.
I'm a friend of Dandelion's, looking for Elial.
You've come to the right spot. How might I be of service? Need something shortened? Patch your trousers, darn your socks.
You Elial?
Yes. Now pick your jaw up off the floor.
Sorry, I thought Elial was one of Dandelion's girlfriends.
Oh, so it's that. Wait here. Any better?
So you're...
Elial.
Did you and Dandelion... how did you two meet?
I met him one night in a tavern. He was blind drunk.
شو المسخرة؟ نشوف شو صار.
What happened?
What do you think? We spoke.
That's it.
I'm not sure what you're getting at, but I should make one thing clear. Men don't interest me. Told him that as well. Luckily, Dandelion's an open-minded fellow. We had a lovely evening. He became a loyal customer afterwards.
Dandelion visit your shop often?
I tried many times to talk him into a decent doublet. Sadly, he'd only come in to get a button rear fixed or a hole patched.
When'd you last see him?
Some time ago. He brought in one of Zoltan's jerkins, insisted I sew on an extra pocket. Odd as requests go, I had the distinct feeling he'd actually come to talk.
What did you and Dandelion talk about? He ask about anything in particular?
Let me think. Had an ordinary chat, really. Although, indeed, he did keep asking about Kalkstein. If Dandelion and I hadn't laid our cards on the table at the start, I might have suspected he had a history with the alchemist. He spoke like a lovesick beau. In fact, he desperately wished to meet with him.
Kalkstein's in Novigrad? Wouldn't mind seeing him myself.
You're too late, I fear. The witch hunters nabbed him recently, burned him at the stake in Hierarch Square. But as he perished, ooh, the goings-on, impressive. Fiery beasts circled his pyre, then rose into the sky and exploded to form letters.
Really? What did they spell?
Radovid sucks flaccid cock.
لا ما أبي أسأله سؤال صراحة.
Thanks for your help, and nice to meet you.
I can help with much more. If you need new trousers or a vest, you know where to find me.
خلينا نشوف مولي. مولي أيه الأقرب؟ مولي الأقرب. فنرد على الموضوع انه يقولون بيغيرون شخصية غير جاريتس حق ويتشر الجاية مو هالسنة، وما اعتقد 2016 بينزل ويتشر جديد اساسا، لانه بينزل واين ان بلود اعتقد اكستنشن، بيحطون مدينة جديدة بالخريطة مالتك، يعني بالخريطة اللي احنا فيها الحين فيه راح تشتريه اعتقد ب13 او $16 يعني هذه، فكذي يعني. انزين احنا وصلنا، خلينا نشوف شي يصير ويانا.
This Baronet's La Vallette's villa.
Shouldn't interest you. The Baroness don't mingle with just anyone.
Don't worry. I'm here to see your chambermaid, Molly.
Out of the way. Baroness is riding out. Be gone.
Greetings, Witcher. Must admit it's curious to see you here. I don't quite believe in coincidences.
Geralt of Rivia, slayer of monsters, and my son.
You're right, General. My visit's no accident. I'm looking for someone.
There's no one here who wishes to see you. Captain, this man is not to enter. Forgive me, Morvran, but I've lost my appetite for the races.
Kill a woman's son and appear at her doorstep? My. I thought witches had better survival skills than that.
Looking for a girl named Molly. Heard she works here.
I fear your information's out of date. Molly no longer works here.
Seem to know who Molly is. You also know she doesn't work here anymore. Know where I can find her, maybe?
This time of day? Probably sipping punch and considering which horse to bet on.
Not in the mood for jokes.
I jest you not. After Arian's demise, Luis's nephew came to pay his respects. Got one glance of Molly and, well, they wed soon after. They now await his inheritance. With the Baroness's son dead, the estate will go to the nephew and Lady Latar, known until recently simply as Molly.
All right, so where'll I find the newly minted Lady Latar?
Our dear little Molly has a new passion, horse racing. To my knowledge, she should be at Countess Vegelbud's villa right now. That's exactly where I'm going. Since you stripped me of Louise's company, perhaps you'd agree to come along.
Well, if Molly'll be there.
On our way, then.
الحين بنروح نشوف مولي وهي وارثة فلوس وقامت بعزقهم بالقمار. الله يلا وصلنا.
We've arrived.
Nice place.
I must say, of all the creatures in this region, I find steeds most intriguing. Horses interest you at all, Witcher?
All the same to me. Call each one I ride Roach.
Strange. The grey is Cantarella, sired by Cahir, the champion from Vol.
Yeah, gray's a good color. Even looks good on horses.
My coin's on the Black Stallion, Nemrod, purest Nilfgaardian stock.
Surprised he didn't salute you, General. Seem to know your horses.
I find them to be far more honest than men. Must say, I'm curious how you manage in the saddle, Witcher.
Mostly just try to stay in it.
What would you say to a little race?
Not what I came here for.
Don't make me beg, Witcher. Tell you what, win, and I shall give you my finest saddle. Made in Nilfgaard proper of beautifully tanned leather.
والله سباق ماني كل أخي صراحة مو زين فيهم أنا فخلنا كذي أحسن.
Well, there she is. See the slim young woman? Resolve what you must. I shall play the horses for a time. If you wish, we can ride back to the city together.
اوكي. اوه خلنا نطمر. شلون ننزل لها هذه والله؟ ايوه يلا.
Who do you favor, milady?
Can't decide between the black stallion and the grey mare. Keep going back and forth, back and forth. Sorry, don't believe we've been introduced.
I'm Geralt.
Geralt! That Geralt! The one Dandelion's rescued time and time again.
Mm-hmm. Wouldn't be here if not for Dandelion.
Told me all about your adventures. How he'd ready you for battle with his songs. How he tamed the Kayran by playing his lute.
I meant that literally. Dandelion's why I'm here. Came to ask you about him. Know where he might be?
No. Sadly, I haven't got a clue. We've not seen each other in ages. Ever since I became Lady Latard, it's been nothing but balls, banquets and other such... what's it? Congregations. Awful tiring, all this. But... or maybe his sister could help you. Such a nice girl.
You do realize Dandelion doesn't have a sister?
Sure he does. Saw her myself. Funny, she don't look like him at all. Blonde, for starters. Maybe they've different fathers.
Mm-hmm. Different mothers, too.
Maybe. But you could see he cares for her. Looks after her. The way he carried her packages and...
Know where I can find her, Dandelion's sister?
I know. Whenever I asked Dandelion when we visit her, he'd grow all quiet and then change the subject.
فقير بسرعة ينقص عليها هذه.
Any chance you remember your last conversation with Dandelion?
Of course. He came to borrow some coin for a barge.
What? Why do you need a barge?
To take me on a romantic cruise of the canals by the light of the moon. Said there'd be strawberries and that wine with the bubbles, and he'd sing me arias. But I've not seen him since.
صايدك يا بقري. لما خذ فلوسها وقص عليها وطاحت عليه وهم قص عليها بعد. فنان هذا داندلاين هذا.
Thanks, Molly.
Wait, before you go, I've got a request. Dandelion told me once he'd show me his etchings, but he never did. I'd so like to see them.
Won't be too hard to convince him. He loves showing off those etchings to anyone he can.
Oh, that's wonderful! Thanks, and good luck to you on your search.
انزين الحين خلصنا من هالبقرة.
Yes.
انزين اعتقد اقدر اشقح هني صح؟ اي صح. يلا خلنا ننزل.
Ah, Geralt, there you are. Shall we return together?
Gladly. It's a long way to Novigrad. Road ought to seem shorter with some company.
I'd say the same. Well then, let's go.
نوع فاخر هذا دندلاين. صادته مع واحدة قالها ان هذه اخته، وكل ما تقول له خلنا نروح نزورها يسكت غير الموضوع، وهي ما صادته. بدنا خذها منها فلوس قالها بوديك بالنهر على ضوء القمر. ريال يقول ضوء القمر على طول عرف انه كذاب. عموما احنا مع هذه نوقف الحين ونكمل ان شاء الله الحلقة الجاية، بس خلنا نوصل عشان اقولكم يلا لا تنسون الاشتراك بالقناة ولايك اذا عجبكم الفيديو، وتلحقونا بتويتر عشان تعرفون فيديوهات الجاية ان شاء الله. والسلام عليكم. او يمكن في فيديو، خلينا نشوف نطرو بس دقيقة. اي نعم.
Thank you for your company.
Likewise. See ya.
اوكي، وانتم بعد ثانك يو عشان شفتونا، والسلام عليكم. يمكن ناخذ لنا قصة جديدة بالحلاق. السلام عليكم.